Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends and fellows. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. My dear friends and fellows, look, one thing which must be the objective, which must be the prime goal of yours and that of mine. It should be that I need to grow, I need to develop, I need to become a better person as the time goes, as I get older, because the time we are having, it is passing second by second, moment by moment, minute by minute. Because the life we are living, that is like that's like a block of melting ice. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think that we need to grow. We need to become a better person. We need to live even a better life. I think that is something very, very important for each one of us. So, my dear friends and fellows, today we have made it a topic of our discussion, and today we are going to talk about there are certain attitudes, there are certain behavior which does not allow us, to grow, to improve, to move forward in life, and to become a better person. I think that if at all we unless and until we say goodbye to these things, to these behavior and these attitudes, our life will remain stagnant. We will not be able to improve and to become a better person. Rather, we will be repenting and regretting a lot later on. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think that as we grow older, we should identify and we should try to get rid of these attitudes and these behaviors. Once we have made it a topic of our today's discussion, we are able to found 12 such behavior, 12 such attitudes which must be taken out of our life. We must say goodbye to all of these 12 things, because unless and until, as long as those 12 things remain in my life, in your life, it will not allow us at all to develop and to grow and to move forward, to be a better person, to produce better results, and to be called as a successful person, because these are the 12 stumbling blocks on our way to success, on our way to self improvement, on our way to become a better person. Let's look upon each one of these 12 and write it down, writing it on the paper, writing it on our mind and heart, that I need to wash it away. What are those 12 behaviors? Let's look upon all those one by one. First of all, it is forgetting the basics of self care. Self care is very, very important. Self care is extremely important. Self compassion and self care, unless and until we do it with ourselves, I think it will be drastically and hugely wrong, because the biggest ever asset which I possess, it is me. Biggest ever asset which you possess, it is you. I think nothing is as important, nothing is as important as we ourselves. So we need to take care of ourselves. That is extremely important. So what are the basics of the self care? It is providing ourselves with the proper sleep, and the sleeping, trying to sleep at the right time, trying to wake up at the right time, means 7 to 8 hours. Then it is the proper nutrition. Neither I need to eat the junk food, nor I need to overeat. So it is the nutrition. And now the third is, that is the physical exercise, and I need to provide myself with a reasonable amount of exercise. Then it is the stress management, and then of course it is my dressing and my grooming, etc. So that is what I need to say goodbye. This is, forgetting the basics of self-care. Now the second is giving in to your impulses. Yes, giving in to your impulsive shopping, impulsive eating, impulsively, throwing anger at a person you are annoyed, or impulsively doing any other thing. I think we should be nothing. We shouldn't be doing anything on our impulses, whatever the impulse is. I think we need to control it, we need to restrict it, and let a little bit of the time pass. So what will happen? We can gratify us a bit later, and we should delay the gratification if it is a harmful one. We will be cool minded at that time, that yes, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do anything on the basis of, on the motivation of my impulses. So the third is, that is complaining endlessly. There are people, every time you listen to, they are seen complaining, they are seen criticizing. So these are the people with the negative thinking. I think it must be discouraged in ourselves, because that is not something good at all. Anybody and everybody, we are seen always criticizing and are complaining. I think it is very bad for them, if at all, particularly if at all they are dependent upon us. Now, we people, if at all, it is very, very bad upon we ourselves as well, complaining and criticizing for most of the time. I think that is something which is extremely bad. We must avoid it, because that is negativity. I don't mean that we cannot complain at all, we cannot criticize at all. That can be done, but it must be within the limits, and try to minimize it. Rather, we need to appreciate somebody at several points. This is now the fourth is being judgmental. Being judgmental towards others. It is something bad indeed. I shouldn't be. You should not be. Nobody should be a very judgmental person. Why to become that much of judgmental person about somebody? Why? Because they people know their circumstances, their own their own psyche. So if I put myself into the shoes of those people, most probably I will be doing the same thing. So why to be judgmental, and why to be that much judgmental at all? So, my dear friends and fellows, now the fifth is focusing too much on other people's life, focusing too much on the lives of the other people. We don't need to focus too much upon the life of another person. Why to do that? Why? Because that is something which is beyond my control. If at all something does not lie in my control, why to waste that much of my time? Why to pay that much of the attention upon the lives of the other people, upon the personal lives of the other people? Why not to focus upon myself? Why not to focus upon those things which I can personally control? And if at all something is out of my control, then I think I need to spend a little amount of time, and not too much of the time at all, because the time is precious. And now the sixth is holding on to grudges and regrets. The grudges and the regrets, both of these things are very bad. If at all something in my past it was not good at all, so I need to learn as much as I can. So I need to seek forgiveness. If at all seek forgiveness, and I need to compensate. If at all I annoyed somebody, and if at all somebody is annoyed and angry with me, if at all I am angry upon someone, it is better to forgive. It is better to seek the compensation. But as for the regrets are concerned, these are poisonous. And now there is another thing, that is holding on to grudge against somebody. I think nobody should be holding the grudges against anybody, for the reason that it is something which is extremely and highly toxic. So why to become that much of toxic? Because grudges are the toxicity. Grudges does harm very little to the person against whom somebody is holding the grudge, but it shatters, it poisons the mind of somebody who is holding the grudge against anyone else at all. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think we should not be holding grudges and the regrets. So, now the seventh is procrastinating on important tasks. Procrastinating upon important tasks. I think I should never be procrastinating upon anything which is important. If at all it is complicated, if at all if it is difficult, then I need to prepare, and I need to prepare very, very well. I need to seek the help of the people, and I need to break this very important, very difficult and complicated task into the several bite-sized items. So one bite-sized item at one time in this manner, even if at all I have divided it into the 13 part, I think again one by one I can do and handle and manage all of those 13. It is not difficult at all. In this manner it will become relatively easy, but somehow I should not be procrastinating on important tasks. Now the eighth is wasting time on things that does not help you grow. Wasting time on the thing that does not help you grow at all. So why to waste your time upon those things? Pay very little amount of time, pay very little amount of attention upon those things, and then focus on and concentrate upon, then focus and concentrate upon the thing which will help you a lot in controlling. Control. It is control those things which does not allow me, which does not allow you to grow, and now to pay much attention to those things which does help me to grow, which does help me to move forward. So that is, this is now the ninth is overthinking decisions. Overthinking decision. If I have to take a decision, why to overthink too much upon it? I think it must not be done at all. If at all I have to take a decision, I should not be. I should not be. I should not be. Taking too long, too long. Rather, I need to prepare it. I need to prepare meticulously. I need to seek the advice from the people. I need to seek the help from the people, but do not overthink the decision too much. Now, the 10th is always choosing a safe route, always choosing safe and comfortable route. What is this, by the way? It is means staying in your comfort zone. Staying in the comfort zone, that is the worst thing which we can do with ourselves, for the reason because it does not help, because it does not allow us to grow, it does not allow us to learn, it does not allow us to improve. Those people who stay in their comfort zone, they never ever improve, they never ever grow. If at all I want to, you want to, somebody want to grow, we want to grow, and we want to become a better person, then it is extremely important that I should be stepping out of my comfort zone and should try to do those things which are not so comfortable, which are not so good at all. Now the 11th is that is not defining and not enforcing your personal boundaries, not defining and not enforcing your personal boundaries. I need to define, I need to enforce my personal boundaries, as it is very important. Boundaries matter and matter a lot, really. So I need to define and I need to enforce, because everything else has a boundaries. Because I have the boundaries, how much can I eat, what I can eat, with how many times can I visit the restaurant, how many of the mean what people to meet and what people not to meet, what kind of thing should be allowed on the social media, how much of the time can I spend on the social media, what to watch, what not to watch on the smartphone. So I think there are boundaries, not defining and not enforcing the boundaries, no boundaries. That is something very poor state. And there are people who does have the boundaries, but some of the people have very good boundaries, and those people who have grown and grown a lot, they people have very good boundaries as far the defining of the boundaries are concerned, as for the enforcing of the boundaries are concerned. Now the 12th and the last is being self-centered, being too much self-centered. What is this, by the way? All of us are self-centered, but being too much self-centered mean my desires, my problems, my perspective, and me first, everything about me. So it is not good at all, because we need to take care of other people as well. And if at all we don't give proper attention to other people, we will not be able to go along with them. We will not be able to seek their cooperation, their collaboration, because we can't do everything else alone, and other people too, they too are as important as we are. But primarily, I think it is good to be self-centered, but we at the same time, it is equally important to take care of certain other people, and we are supposed to take care of, because this is so these are the 12 things. Unless and until we say goodbye to the 12 of these things, I think we will not be able to learn, we will not be able to grow, we will not be able to improve our life at all. Although we want our life to improve with the passage of time as we grow older, but for that we must have to understand, we must have to say goodbye to all of those 12 things. Thank you.